Welcome to Hit the Road with Mo and Joy. We're friends that met in kindergarten and we love to travel. Now we're sharing our experiences and inspiring you to explore. Whether you're traveling by sea, in a train, flying high, or road tripping, it's time to hit the road with Mo and Joy.
What are you smiling at?
I'm like, are we getting started?
Welcome to Hit the Road with Mo and Joy.
Looks like we are.
How's it going, Mo?
Well, I think it's going great now. How are you?
I am doing good. We are on our day 9 and day 10 of our awesome, epic Ireland road trip.
From 2024.
Yes.
Holy cow. I mean, as we've been doing this series for the podcast, we've actually crossed into a new year.
Yes. Yes. Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year indeed. I'm sitting here thinking a little bit still about the New Year's resolution bonus actually for budgeting for travel that we did.
Yes, that was an awesome episode, and everybody should go out and listen to it.
I agree. And
But not yet. Listen to this one first.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as I was doing all the writing and blogging for days 9 and 10, I realized that we are literally 2 days away from wrapping this series. So it's really cool. It's like we got to experience the trip right there together. And then we've actually got to go on the trip a second time through this podcast series.
Yeah, that was kind of neat to be able to read your journal.
Yeah.
And then go back and look through the pictures and go through the effort of trying to pull out a written story and a verbal story too. It's a different level of looking at things through the storyteller's eyes, if you will.
Sure. And the pictures too, telling their own stories.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's great to have all three.
And like, I can't say it enough, having the journal just adds such a different dimension to the memories of everything beyond your current memory, which mine's not always great.
Right. It's
because,
fleeting.
well, there's so many other things to put in your brain that
Correct.
get laid on top of it. But then the pictures, that doesn't tell the whole story. But when you have the journal and you've taken the discipline to do the journal, then yeah, it's a whole different ball of wax. So
Agreed.
everybody needs to journal their travels.
I agree. Whether that's through the written word, which is still my number one preference, or if you do it electronically, there's value in documenting your story, which hopefully will eventually fall into someone else's hands to enjoy at some point down the road.
Absolutely. Whether it be new friends that are listening to our podcast, thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We appreciate you. Or children, or parents and family and friends and all of the above. Yes.
Exactly.
Well, let's go ahead and get started. We are, again, starting with day 9 of the road trip. And tell us about what city kicked it off.
Well, we kicked it off in Dunmanway, and we were excited to move forward after that to Galley Head Lighthouse. Then we ended up in the colorful coastal town of Kinsale. That's kind of our overview for the day. I guess we will start by saying a breakfast was served. It was so amazing to get into the town of Dunmanway. And we weren't 100% sure where we were going to go, but we ended up at Wild Garlic, and just wow. I mean, I remember walking up those stairs and getting up to the second floor to go into the cafe and seeing the spread behind the display case.
They had all the yummies, all the desserts.
Yes.
And then a lot of breakfast stuff like croissant and scones and muffins and all the things.
Absolutely. And, you know, we were able to have some personal connection there. We wound up that first morning meeting Patrick, and he was just so great and accommodating. We wound up striking up a little bit of a friendship, and he shared some of his U.S. travels with us. I believe he had been in Boston, if memory serves me. I did not write that down in the journal, but he had done quite a bit of traveling and I believe living in the U.S., and so he just had great perspective from both points of view.
Mm-hmm.
So I do believe they serve some lunch and breakfasts. I had made a note that first morning I had the vanilla French toast with bacon, and just how delicious it was. I remember we tended to share or at least taste each other's meals throughout the course of the trip so that we could all kind of judge. And yeah, that was so good. The boys went and got that day too.
I remember Mikey being all up on you. And, well, can I have another bite? Can I have a last bite?
No.
He had serious envy of your plate for sure. I had something, it was
mushroom bruschetta.
It wasn't avocado toast,
No.
but it was like a mushroom toast.
Yes.
And it was seriously delicious. And I have actually come home and made that for myself.
Ooh.
It's very yummy and delicious.
Yes, and they had excellent chai lattes served in the like cool glass mugs.
Yep.
And they kind of had like the little, how would you describe the base of them? Kind of like, it was like raised or kind of like, you know, a cake stand, and it's got like that fluted looking whatever that gives it height.
Yep.
That's what it was like.
Yep.
And they were so delicious. Oh my gosh.
Right. And for us to go to someplace twice, that means it's really, really good.
That is absolutely correct.
Because we're always like, well, let's try the next place. Let's see how good this other place is. But no, we had to go back and see Patrick. And
yes, and eat all the good food. So yeah, you can get a couple of facts about the town on the blog if you would like to do so. I won't repeat it there. We also included a link to their official website if you'd like to take a look and see a couple of the pictures. We did not include, but I do remember, Joy, that I took a couple pictures because I was a little bit surprised that a couple of their doors had Star Wars murals.
say it again.
Star Wars. Who knew that was a hard thing to say?
No, say Star Wars murals. Wait. Star Wars murals. I can do it if I close my eyes.
Oh my gosh. Star Wars murals.
Oh, you're great.
I was like, I'm gonna get that out. But one of them was, oh my God, you guys, you Star Wars people are gonna kill me.
R2D2.
Yes, but I was so whoever the character that Harrison Ford was, I'm sure someone will graciously let me know. But he was in one of the doorways. And then there was R2D2 and CP30. I can't remember if Princess Leia was with them as well in the other mural, but it was just definitely kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Like, you've got this whole town and all the color and all the cute, and then you look down the way and there's these Star Wars things going on.
Yeah, it was random.
Very random.
And we didn't know why it connected to the town.
Yeah. But anyway, if someone knows, do share. We'd
Yes.
love to know why that was. But regardless, I just distinctly recall, just like most of the other towns, I mean, let's just be honest, but it was pristine, very clean, well maintained, a beautiful large fountain in the center square of the town, and gosh, the big displays with the beautiful flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Can't forget that. So after that, I had done some research. I thought sufficient research, which indeed turned out to be insufficient research. However, we were hoping to get in one lighthouse, at least outdoors tour or viewing, possibly indoors if that was going to work. However, we drive out to the Galley Head Lighthouse and we are surprised that it is roped off, gated off actually.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, and we were completely caught off guard. It was kind of, I would say, out in the middle of nowhere to a degree, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the, quote unquote, the end of the world where the coast meets the sea.
Yes.
There was nowhere else to go. There is a very distant picture that the best one I was able to get from that level of distance, because I do not have a uber fancy camera. So we could see it from quite the distance. However, instead of just immediately leaving, we decided to grab one of the few available parking spots that were available, and we did do some exploring.
Yes. So we kind of decided to do the Galley Head Lighthouse area instead of the Cliffs of Moher. We could have made it to the cliffs, but we bobbled about it. Mm-hmm. Was it going to be worth it in terms of the amount of time we had, our next destination, trip fatigue that was kind of setting in a little bit.
Yeah.
We were concerned about the crowds and just wondered if it was going to be worth the cost of admission and time to our group. So we kind of opted for the Galley Head Lighthouse. For me, it did not disappoint. I have been to the Cliffs of Moher before, and while it's wonderful and amazing, this had the same cliffside sweeping views, albeit smaller, but it had the ocean, some of the little caverns where the water was splashing up. Mm-hmm. It had a bunch of wildflowers.
Yes.
It had a pasture with some happy, curious cows. And it had what I guess was peat. It was just very curious and fun to walk on. It was squishy grass, and the land was just buoyant when you walked over it. So that was very curious. The boys liked it as well. I think I had pictures of me, Alex, and Mikey all rolling around in the grass at different times. So I guess that's what we do. I didn't have any pictures of you doing that, surprisingly.
I'm not interested in getting itchy from rolling in the grass.
But yeah, we all enjoyed it a lot and spent a good 30 minutes to an hour there. And your son wanted to push the limits and hang out over the cliff. And all I could think is, man, it is going to be really bad if you fall or take a tumble, and you're going to ruin this part of our vacation if you do that. She's going to be really mad at you.
I was very stressed. I am not a risk taker. I do not like risk. I do not like hanging over spaces. I think I've been a little bit scarred once I really started to become aware of, I guess there are statistics that are kept on an annual basis for a multitude of sites, be it countrywide or specific popular spots. Let's say, for example, the Grand Canyon, mm-hmm. where people die because they made a ridiculous decision that was completely avoidable.
Right. Let me take a selfie. Oh no, I've got to get this in the background.
Yes. To me, I cannot think of anything worse, that you've saved money, you've anticipated this wonderful vacation, you're trying to do all the things, and then you have tragedy. Like, to me, I just can't imagine.
Right. Yes. So if you're a young man, save your mama the trouble and just don't hang out over the cliff, please.
Yes. So outside of the couple of still shots that we've put on the blog, Joy, you got super excited and decided to make a bonus video that will be out there on YouTube. And then, of course, I felt the need to join in on the fun. So I will try to make a different bonus video for Instagram.
That would be awesome. I'm sure everybody will love that. But the pictures were so pretty and the cows were so curious and they just sat there and posed for us. So I felt like everybody needed to see it. So yeah, check out YouTube and at Hit the Road with Mo on Instagram.
So once we were done with that area, it was time to head over to Kinsale, which is a very popular Ireland destination. I was interested in the fact that it was originally a medieval fishing port. And you know how some, I guess, overseas towns are partnered with towns here or in other places of the world. And so apparently its quote unquote twin is Newport, Rhode Island here in the States. And then they've also got a twin town in Antibes, south of France, and Mumbles, Wales. Yeah. Kind of cool, super vibrant coastal town.
Yes. Very colorful. The buildings and
lots of shopping available. I would say one of the heavier shopping areas for the trip. We got to do a lot of exploring different shops. I went flower crazy in this town because there was a beautiful florist shop with all kinds of creations out just walking, storefront. But I would say if you're on the fence about visiting Kinsale, do it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Go see Kinsale.
There were, outside of all the shops to choose from, there were also lots and lots of places to choose from to eat. However, we did not have to make a choice because our friend Patrick at the Wild Garlic gave us a recommendation, and we took that and we ate at the White House. It was really beautiful on the inside. I really loved the pictures that I was able to get of their windows. They were kind of like, I want to say alcovey, but no, that's not really the word. But they were just really unique and kind of had a little bit of a vintage hue to them. We had excellent food there. There's a couple pictures of the food. Yeah, I'm not really sure what this was all about, but Joy, you dropped a coin in my cider at some point.
I see that. I don't know why I did that.
I don't either.
Whoops.
It was really great. Joy, I don't know if you remember this offhand, but let's talk for a moment about parking in Kinsale. Do you remember us parking roadside at a parking meter?
Vaguely.
All right, so we were able to grab a spot right outside of the ice cream stop.
And Alex had to park parallel backwards.
Or something strange, which was crazy, but he did it. We had to wind up because we, for the most part, I think what we had on us in terms of actual cash was still Belfast money, which were pounds. And now that we were back lower south, we needed euros. So I had a note here.
Oh, and I dropped one of my euros in your drink.
You did.
Darn it.
But what we had to do was divide, and one or two of us stayed with the car and the meter, and then a couple of us went. There was a bank within walking distance. We had to get a little bit of currency, and then we had to go to the ice cream shop, buy an ice cream, just one that we all took a bite out of, so we could get coin to put into the parking meter. So there was a little bit of whatever. I would say in terms of actually finding it, especially in such a busy town, I don't feel that it was as terrible as some of the other towns that we had talked about. But you do need to plan to have the euro coins, in order to pay for your parking.
Yep.
So if you have a car and you're road tripping, put that down on your things that you need to have. So maybe you can avoid that tiny bit of scramble that we had. I wouldn't say it was terrible.
Yeah.
But it's
if
just
you're by yourself, or if you have
Correct.
other circumstances, kids under 5 or whatever
Correct.
it is, it could be an aggravation. So
That's absolutely correct.
I want to talk about Mikey
Oh
and
boy.
the pay toilet. So there are not a lot of public restrooms
Yeah.
available, but in Kinsale they did have some pay toilets, and that's very popular over there. And I'm learning that like in areas like San Francisco and stuff, that's becoming more popular here.
Really? I did not know that.
But you put your coin in, and now that we had coins, he had to go in there. And for me, anything with the sliding door that I don't know that I can get out, in and out of, that's electronic, that's really not someplace that I want to go into.
Yeah.
Personally. So I said, yeah, go ahead. You do it. I'm not gonna. So he did it. He went in and came out just fine and didn't have any problems. But I have seen a video where a girl got stuck in there during the cleaning cycle. And upon doing some research, I guess they all have a cleaning cycle, and it's after each use. So sometimes these places will get 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 people backed up, and it'll take about an hour to go through them, because each time it's going to go through and it's do its cleaning cycle. And when it does it, it rushes water from the bottom to clean the floor. And it's not a little bit of water, it's a lot of water.
Yeah, with some pretty high pressure.
Right. Like I say, I saw an Instagram video of a girl that got stuck in one of those, and all I could keep thinking when he was in there was him getting stuck and getting all wet and doing something wrong or whatever. But fortunately, he came out dry, and everything was all was well with that.
I did not include any of those pictures.
No,
I kind of skipped
it's
over
unnecessary.
that. But that is a funny story. And, you know, at the end of the day, all of us need to go to the bathroom. And I do feel that there were a couple of unique experiences that we had over the 12 days in Ireland, all very different. But it is true, when you travel abroad, you just have to be open and willing and flexible.
And stop drinking all water. That's what I did.
I absolutely did that too. I really limited my fluids, which isn't always the best thing.
Right.
But I just wanted to limit
Yes.
the bathroom necessity.
Yes.
Guys have it a lot easier in that
They do.
aspect. Yes, for sure. So to round out day 9, we just stopped by a small grocery. We got a few meats and waters. We chilled at the house. We wound up just kind of actually Mikey made all of us a charcuterie board that night.
Yes, that was awesome. I loved that night.
Yep. It was very chill, and that was a nice home that we stayed in. It was very cozy. And I remember in particular 2 things about it. Number 1, when you pulled in, it had that ginormous hydrangea bush. Mm-hmm. And I was out there taking like pictures from every angle, like a weirdo. It had the really cool, what is it called? Like a Dutch half door or something. Mm-hmm. So it's like you've got the whole door, but it's 2 separate halves, and you can have the bottom half closed and the top half was open.
Yes.
Which we did do that. That was kind of fun and kind of cool. And then I remember around back, there was a picnic table, which wound up trying to air dry some of our laundry after yet another failed combo washer attempt. Mm-hmm. So that rounds out our day 9. It was a great day. No real issues whatsoever. Day 10. Day 10 was a special day because it was your birthday.
It was my 50th birthday.
Yeah, you're not supposed to give like the ages.
I'm 50. I'm over 50 now. But
Yes.
I was 50 that day.
Yes, thus the milestone Ireland road trip.
Yes, because you had maybe turned 50 before me. But we're not talking about that because we're not giving our ages away.
Wow. Okay. Well, the day started off with the frustration of we were leaving that house and we got our butts kicked by that damn combo washer, and we had to actually wind up taking some of our wet laundry and trying as best as we could to lay it out in the back with the luggage.
Yep.
I was really bitter about that.
Defeated.
I think that we shared a picture of that.
Yep.
But I will say all that frustration quickly dissipated after returning day 2 to Wild Garlic,
Yes.
visiting with Patrick,
Mm-hmm.
and enjoying yet another wonderful meal and some great conversation.
Yes. And we were going to be heading back to Dublin, and Patrick was able to give us some tips
Yes.
on safety.
Greatly appreciated.
Yes.
Which I do think it wasn't completely brand new news to us because, Joy, we did some of our homework. You know, we were aware of some of the immigration policies and whatnot that had been going on across the EU in general. But he definitely gave us some really helpful information and tips that we were able to put in place. Yeah, it was just really great to visit with him and to enjoy Wild Garlic.
Yes. And not be surprised once we did make it back to Dublin and we're exploring that further.
Yeah. So day 10, after enjoying Wild Garlic, we drove further south, and we toured our first castle, our first and only castle, I believe, of the trip. We went to Kilkenny Castle. We survived a crazy drive to our home, Knockbodly Heights, and then we explored this very quaint, old, historic town that night and had dinner for your birthday. So let's dig in. Kilkenny Castle, really beautiful and picturesque. Again, we did not have too much trouble with parking. I would say that the crowds were not bad at all. And there were choices in terms of your tour experiences. We chose to just do it ourselves. We didn't really care about the whole guided situation. And we just wandered at leisure. I really remember the stairs, and I remember that big, ginormous red room with all those tapestries.
Yes. And the castle is not in ruins at all. It is
No.
restored beautifully or maintained beautifully. And yes, that hall that you're talking about was amazing. It was floor to ceiling and maybe 2-3 stories high.
Yeah.
And yes, had the tapestries and the artwork. And yeah, that was
The
my
armor.
favorite part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so just real quick about that. The castle was originally built in the 13th century.
Oh.
So if you think about that, that's the 1200s.
Mm-hmm.
That's way back when. So again, if we want to kind of just reflect on your comment, it wasn't a ruin. It was a full, in good condition castle, which I think speaks volumes for it to be so old.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was cool that few buildings in Ireland can boast a longer history of continuous occupation than this castle. It was founded soon after the Norman conquest of Ireland. The castle has been rebuilt, it was also extended and adapted to suit changing circumstances and uses over a period of 800 years.
Wow.
So on the outside, and I remember us looking out of a couple of the windows up in the castle, but they have a beautiful rose garden. They have a small bit of woodlands, and there's a beautiful lake. I didn't realize that it was man-made, but that was added in the 1800s. It's beautiful inside and out, and I would recommend this as a castle to visit. How about you?
That was my favorite part, the gardens and looking at the outside structure of it. It was not intimidating. It was just so massive,
Right.
and very cool.
Yeah.
And I think of the castles that I've been to over Scotland and other places, this one stands out as like a standard. So
Really?
yes, I would definitely recommend going to this one if you get the opportunity.
That's interesting.
Yes.
I had in my journal that I guess because I hadn't felt my best that morning, so I only ate very little at Wild Garlic. I was hungry, whereas you guys weren't. Not too far from the castle, there was this big place called the Food Hall. So you guys joined me there so I could get a little something in my stomach. And I had a note in there that I ate my first meat pie in that food hall of the whole entire trip, being in Ireland. So apparently I got the beef and mushroom with a tabbouleh salad, and it was quite good. And then that night we stayed at our last Airbnb of the trip, Knockbodly Heights. Apparently that drive over was especially fearsome and terrible. Alex did great. I remember laughing at the sheer massive size of Knockbodly Heights. Do you remember that?
Yes.
We were a group of 4, and it probably could have easily housed.
Maybe. We overshot.
Well, it was available, and it was very reasonable.
Yeah.
It definitely was a little bit silly for our group, but I'm so glad we went because the host actually lived on the property, and we got to meet them. Come to find out, Corona, she owned a cafe for many years there locally. While she didn't really want or was ready to move on, possibly, don't want to misstate, that constant hands-on presence, she decided to go this Airbnb pathway where she could still combine a few of those talents. It was super comfortable. It was very nice. We did do some final laundry that night, and she also helped us out because we hadn't really planned and weren't sure about dinner and what to do. By that time, we were kind of tapped out with the planning and the this and the that, and we knew that we were close to leaving. So she took the liberty of calling down into the town, made us some plans at Waterside. I would like to specifically call out how pleasant they were to us. We got there very close to closing, but they were honestly so accommodating, so nice, didn't make us feel terrible. We got a great meal and a small little dessert for your birthday. But let's talk about the beautiful walk through town after dinner.
Yes. So we were in Graiguenamanagh. Graiguenamanagh. You say it.
Nope. Y'all, when you see the actual town name, like I said on the blog, we have practiced this so many times. We've listened to the pronunciation online, and I've just decided that this is not a word that I should butcher.
I should not try it.
There are a lot of letters.
Yes, it was another picturesque town. It had a canal and bridges, and it had all these funky looking boats that I've looked up, and they're called canal boats. They're these long, walkable, kind of like a covered pontoon, but they're not open. so they look like they have this big trailer on them. But they're very curious. I've never seen them anywhere else in the world, but this area had several of them, and it had not waterfalls, but rushing water and kids playing in the stream and things like that. So there was a lot to look at, and it was just a pleasant evening out walking about.
It really was. There was a couple of old homes that were situated with the water view. I remember us being caught off guard that there were, I guess, public sauna houses that you could book and reserve and pay for and use. And we, in fact, saw people taking advantage of that locally. We actually talked to a couple locals and asked about what that was and what the deal was. We had not seen that in other towns. Yeah, I definitely agree about the boats, and they were all kind of painted different colors.
Yes,
too.
Yes.
So that was kind of cool. I remember us as we were walking along, and we saw obviously all those older kids out there, but some of them had clearly come from sports practice. And they had like their socks and their shoes and their equipment there on the ledges by the water. I had notes that as we were walking back over the bridge to start heading back, we were happily surprised to hear the bells tolling. It's so unfortunate that bells have lost their daily prominence and place in human life. Won't really go into all of the thoughts and significance of that. So it's very significant, and it catches your ear when you hear a bell, and a bell like that, like a true ginormous church or abbey tower bell tolling throughout the whole town. So that made us curious. We stopped by the local abbey where the bell was attached, and there was a very old cemetery, and it's a beautiful abbey. We did not go inside. I don't believe that it was open. It was, near dusk. I loved hearing that.
Yes, it was very cool.
After that, we ended the night at the local pub, M. Doyle. I loved that it was probably, I would say, the most mature crowd of all the pubs that we went to the whole entire trip. And by mature, I mean age-wise. But not in a bad way. So that's kind of curious. It's like, all right, well, was this just their night out? Or, it makes you curious about the age range of the town. Because obviously there's people there our age, and there's people there younger. And I don't even remember.
And they were still playing the Olympics, I believe.
They were. Let's see. Well, this happened to be a Wednesday night. So it was Wednesday, July 31st on 2024. So who knows? People could have been at Mass or whatever. I don't know. We did. We enjoyed. We did a toast to Joy's birthday for the last time. And we just sat back in a corner booth and enjoyed watching all the people debate heavily the Olympics.
Yes.
That was kind of cool.
They were all into it.
They definitely were. Joy, that is what I have to round us out for day 10.
Well, and then we went back to the house, and I just want to say one thing about Corona and staying at that location is she had dogs.
Yes.
And she shared her dogs with us. Yes. And after not being around dogs for so many days, it was nice to have some snuggles and some loves from some of our four-footed friends.
Absolutely. I believe I shared a picture of, there were at least 2 dogs, possibly 3, but one in particular really loved Mikey. He was just able to lean out the window, and the dog was putting his front paws up on the ledge. So that was really funny, and Mikey enjoyed that, which was cute.
And they were huge dogs and fluffy and furry and very personable. They evidently got a lot of attention from the Airbnbers that came through.
I do think that they got a lot of attention. I don't remember them being super huge, though.
Yeah, they were big. And then Corona the next day, which we'll be talking about next time.
Yeah.
But she made us scones
Oh,
They were so good.
they were amazing.
We will talk about that on the next and last
Yes.
entry in our Ireland road trip series next time.
Absolutely. Well, I'm kind of sad, but kind of excited to wrap this series. We are not far from rounding out our first season.
Yes.
Cheers to all that we've learned and all we've talked about and all the future experiences to come.
Absolutely. It's been fun talking about it with you again today, Mo. And you guys don't forget to like, subscribe, and listen to past episodes.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to Hit the Road with Mo and Joy. If you have questions or topic suggestions, we would love to hear from you. You can connect with us through our website at hittheroadwithmoandjoy.com. On the website, you'll find all the things: socials, blogs, recommendations, inspiration, and things you might need to know for upcoming travel. And if you'd like to partner or advertise with us and connect with our amazing audience across the country, feel free to reach out to us at hittheroadwithmoandjoy.com/media. That's it from us this week, but don't forget, get out there and explore.